The value of something for the Sultan is according to its level of difficulty. He says, you have explained this in the hadith. Of course, what is difficult is more valuable. If you obtain something easily, you don't really value it, do you? For example, a man goes, he hands over 5,000 lira to a so-called spiritual healer. That person just scribbles a couple of things. He doesn't actually know anything anyway. He doesn't even have ablution, doesn't pray. How does he keep it so close to his heart? He never forgets it. For example, they come to us, he immediately puts on the Quranic verses you wrote with so much effort around his neck. You still wrap it in plastic, sew it into leather. The man leaves and never greets you again. If you made him wait for a month before giving it to him as soon as he arrived, so next week he'll wrap it in plastic. If you said 10,000 lira, saying next week he'll have it sewn into leather or something. Anyway, I like you. Let it be 5,000. You see, he says, the teacher even gave me a 5,000 lira discount. He can never forget you. We take it, and the man immediately puts the amulet around his neck. He says, this is how a teacher should be. There were even people who said this to my face. He comes and says, I went to such and such a place, waited at the door for a week. He says, I couldn't even kiss his hand once. He says, but you accepted me the very day I came. Is that even possible? That's what he was saying. He was saying, he accepted me right away as soon as I arrived. Imagine if we made him wait for a month. What kind of thing is that? So if you make him wait for a month, what kind of tradition is that? Then he becomes a real Sheikh. If you can't reach him right away, he becomes valuable. That's what someone said as soon as you arrived. Anyway, it's not important, but apparently he was affiliated somewhere. Recently, he had some trouble there. He says, I have valuable friends. He said, teacher, I will bring them to you. I said, sure, bring them. He says, it doesn't work like that. I asked, how does it work then? He says, are there a few disciples you value highly? He says, give me their name. He says, let me take them around one by one. Then he says, I'll bring them to you. I say, I'm available here, go ahead. Why are you taking them around? I ask. He says, if they just come straight away, it won't work. See what I mean? It's hard to reach. So he'll say, you made thanks to me. Unbelievable. He left too, and he didn't come back either. I say, go ahead. He says, let me take a few people around, let's see what the brother-in-law says. Maybe he'll learn something from Mr. Asghar. Unbelievable. This guy lives in such a world. Just listen to what he says. I'm just here. May God bless. They're used to it. You know, when they see someone from Istanbul, he says, what are you here? I said, I'm nothing. He asks, what do you do for a living? I said, I serve whoever comes and goes. He says, no, you're something, but I just can't figure it out. Like I can fly like this, I can escape like that. They're just used to it.